here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in.
Who?
Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. 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 How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in.
Who?
Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. 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 How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? Howdy folks, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Monday-itis sets in. Hope you're having a good Sunday or Monday or wherever you may be. What have we got? We've got a neck. It's carved. We've got sanded 12-inch radius. We've got to slot it, deepen those slots, and get it ready for fretwork. We also have to start building the body, get the mortise joint cut out, fit that tenon, get that angle right, and proceed with the build, as we say. We're just going to do some checks on that. How are we all doing? Terry, what's going on? Rage is here too. Big shout out for Terry. Of course, absolutely. Go and check out Terry. She's going to be streaming almost daily. No, I'm just kidding. She's not. But I thought I'd say that. Where do we at? That's right. Rage, what's going on? Who else have we got there? I've got to put my glasses on because coloured names are not good. Yee! What's going on? Long time no see. Absolutely. Welcome on in. Is this fake news? DJ Rock and Rog in the house. Haven't seen him for a little while. Guess what, Rog? It's real, man. Ha. I am. I see her having a heat stroke. Who's having a heat stroke? Huh. If he was any better, he'd be bragging, as opposed to... Right, what have we got? So let's show those people that haven't seen it. Here's the neck. Australian rosewood. Wooden binding all the way around on that fretboard. Ebony fretboard. And it's big block. Big block mother of pearl. That's our carve at the back. We've got a nice big fat volute there. We've radiused that guy. It's almost there. We've got to sort out the body. The body's this guy here. I managed to glue on that tear out, Terry. You'll be happy to know. I can't even see where it is. Ah, it's up here. So tear out's glued up again. We'll be able to sand that flush. So there's our body, mahogany back. And we've got a flame maple cap that we're going to carve that down. And that's going to be our body. We're going to stain that an amber, get a tiger eye, a little bit of ancient amber look, that bronze, that golden, beautiful orangey amber. And we'll see how we go. It's going to have humbuckers, probably a nice, warm, smooth neck. Spoke to Orby about that earlier on. Him and I might collaborate on that. And a nice, thick, grunty bridge pickup. You live in a desert. That's going to be hard to make local wood and amber. But, you know, try and source some woods and build it anyway. Okay, so we're on the next still. I need to find a way now. This is the thing I hate about binding. When you have to deepen the slots, you don't want to cut into the binding. So I'm going to have to improvise here and make myself a little tool to cut those deeper. I can cheat and just cut across the binding. And if I do that, it's going to leave little cuts all the way down there, and we can backfill them with a bit of filler. But I don't want that because you'll be able to see them. So the idea is to get the blade, a saw with teeth on the up section, and just run it manually through there like that. But I need something that cuts. So I'm going to look at my other saws. I believe I've got a Japanese pull saw that might do the job. Let's have a look. Let's take a look. Nope. Nope. Maybe I lied. Maybe I don't have a Japanese pull saw that do the job. Ah, yes I do. So I've got this blade here. And you can see it has teeth going up and around. And that's important because we can get that guy right to the edge of the fretboard without cutting into the fretboard. And that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this guy here. Ideally, I'd want to make or find a blade that does that. I actually do have a circular saw for the Dremel, a little drop saw. But that's going to be difficult doing it freehand. But with this guy here, just running it through, I should be able to get those cut out a little bit deeper. It's only on the ends that I have a problem. That guy up nice and high. It's not ideal, but it will work. Like that. Going to have to touch those up. Get them cut. Being curved, I can get as close as I can to the wood without cutting through it. Like that. The radius is all done now. We've got this guy pretty much sorted out. Nice, see? Nice C in the middle as well. And a little bit fatter out here, right up in this section, but again, a nice flat C. So it's very consistent through there. It's a nice carve. It's going to be a very nice neck to play. Not too thick. I'm just going to measure that distance through there now that I've radiused that. Make sure I've got it down to about 20 to 21 at the first. 22. Okay, well, we've still got a little bit to go. With a little bit of sanding and scraping, it'll get to 21. It's 22. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We've still got a little bit of sanding to go, so it will lose a little bit more. I can scrape a little bit more off the back. Okay, so I've got to cut these guys here. Get them deeper. There's not much to do, just on the ends. Right on the end, that's the problem. There we go. Whoops. Get those deep enough, we'll tap some frets in, and we're good to go. Always helps to turn and go the other way as well. Can you make a neck out of cactus? Probably. Yeah, I've got one. This one here. It's my fret nipper there. It'll be able to nip the tang and get that overhanging so I can bring that in a little bit. But I do want to glue, or I do want it biting all the way to the... I've got about 1 millimeter I reckon I can play with, but I want it biting all the way to at least almost the wood. You want to, you don't want that lifting at all. You want that bang and biting and grabbing that ebony. So yeah, we've got our little tangers here. We're going to adjust that and cut them to the right length to fit. Not a drama, not an issue. Just need to make these a little bit deeper. And then we'll be good to go. That's the beauty of this saw. It's got that little curved end, and you can get right up close to the wood without cutting it, right up to the binding without cutting it. Yeah, it looks good. There are little handles, little cutters that are shaped like that, little star wheels, and you can get them in there to clean. But I don't have one. I might make one though out of an old blade. I might cut a hacksaw blade, circular hacksaw, but you need to have the teeth on the edge. So I don't know. We'll see how we go. I'm going to make a tool to do that, just to clear out bound fretboards. It's working though. It's just a bit tedious, but it's working. This one's worn right out, so I'm going to have to cut that again. I'll start with this guy in a straight edge. It's faded completely. Got it back. doing okay. Let me take this call, guys. And we're back. Sorry, guys, I have to take the call. I'm expecting a couple of calls, so that's why I had to take it. Who else is here? Orby's back in. Orby, what's going on? Thanks for dropping in, man. Good to see you. I didn't completely flatten these guys, so there is some depth on them. I'm just double checking, make sure there's enough depth on them. There should be more than enough depth there, so I think we're going to be okay. Everybody check out Orby if you haven't. And follow him if you haven't. Because he is an awesome dude from the west coast of the US. And he's doing some brilliant stuff with pickups and guitars as well. So check him out. Cool. This is very good. Coming along nicely. Come on, baby. Yeah. These are really shallow, these ones. I've got to cut these again. Okay, they're looking good. One's good too. Okay, one to go. Okay, we're pretty good there. So there's those slots are cut. They're good to go. That's good to go. I'm going to get the body now. We're going to start working on preparing for the carve and the pockets. So let's do that. We'll finish that threading once we're in a better place with the body. So let's grab a towel up here. Let's get that body up there. Let's measure that guy up. Bagbuck, what is going on? Good to see you. Who else is in here? Orbie's around. Tom's here. Tom, how are you going? I renamed them to Doobie Whackers. Terry, do you like that? Is that a good thing? Is that what we should call our channel points? Doobie Whackers? Okay, guys and girls, here is our body. Let's not kid ourselves. There's our body. We've got a center line down here. Let me just rule that out a little bit more. Where is that ruler? Here it is. Let's grab that guy, the bigger one. Let's grab a pencil. Let's rule this center line straight down here. Okay, there's our center line. Undisputed center line. Tenon. That's flat right there. I'm going to measure down. The length of this tenon is, it should be 4 inches. It's 4 1/4. Sorry, 4 1/2 inches. Okay, that's 112 millimeters. 13, 14, 13, 12, 12 and a half. 4 1/2 inches. Right there. That's our tenon. That's where it goes. It is 30 something thick. $35. I think it's 36 I allowed for. Yep, 36. $18 either side. Bagbuck, what's going on? Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Awesome. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much for that. There's our tenon. We're going to cut that guy out, route that out. It's going to have a 3.5 degree pitch. So that guy's going to fit in there like so. As you can see, that reaches this section here. So that length there is going to be the length that's glued. That's the tenon that's going to be glued into that mortise joint there. And of course, the pickup, I'll grab a pickup ring. Let me grab a pickup ring. If I have one, here we go. The pickup ring is going to be right up against the fretboard. So essentially, we're going to have that glued in there. We're going to cut away some of that tenon. You've got all this 3.5 inches down here glued into the body and holding on for dear life. And that pickup is going to sit on top of that, like that. And the neck, the bridge will be there. The bridge pickup will be there. Of course, the bridge and the tail stop down here. And the carve will be a big round belly here and falling away. Typical Leslie style. Okay. We're going to use a cream coloured pickup. We're going to go very vintage looking for some of the colour combinations. That should match nicely with this flame maple, which will be a amber colour. And that's working out nicely. So there's our first guy. So let me mark out, where does that end? Okay, that's where it sits, about there. About there is where it sits. Should be about 12, I'd say. It is 12. 12 millimeters on this side. There's our pickup ring. That'll sit there like that. Sorry, that's the back of it. Yep. So it sits there like that. Yep. Front of it, obviously, there. We're going to mark this out with a template, of course. That's the ring. Somewhere in there's going to be a cavity for the humbucker. I'll just grab my plan. Double check that. That is exactly where it is laid in on the plan. If I measure that off the plan, the back of that ring is exactly 5 inches from the top. 5 inches from the top. That's perfectly placed. Right, the next guy in the back of the ring, actually from the top, is 7.5 inches. 7.5 inches down. That's the top of the bridge pickup. Pop the ring in there. roughly are the ring. And of course, once the neck is in, we'll measure this and get the bridge in there. What it allows us to do, though, is to give us a rough estimate of where the bridge posts are going to go. So that's spot on. It's exactly the same distance. Yep, that's spot on. Double check that. Seven and a half. 7.5. Yep, that's good. And of course, roughly, the center of that is roughly an inch. It's actually 22 millimeters from here. The other one is staggered a little bit shallower because of the intonation, so that's 18 in the back of the ring. And then behind that, we've got 35, 37. This is just roughly so that I can work out where the carve's going. Okay. We start working out where the carve's going now. We need to be a little bit wider than that. I need to sharpen this pencil. Let me just sharpen this and go a little bit wider than that. It's about right. Ends up here. That. That's the first outer lowest tier. Okay, that's the lowest tier. That's down the bottom. It's going to go up like that and fall away. The next ring starts in here, just to the downside of the horn. Gets in really tight here. How tight? Pretty tight, just past this point. About there. And then hugs that parallel. In here it gets a little bit tighter. Not too tight. And at the top here, it just goes straight off. Raise straight off. That's meant to be straight as well. All right. The next carve starts almost at the bottom of the cutaway. Almost at the bottom of the cutaway. There's the center of the cutaway. We're about here. And that goes straight, follows this line slightly off center, and then comes in tight. Keeps that distance. Again, we're getting tight in here. Bring that in tighter. And it's almost like it's pinched or squeezed in there. Goes straight up, pretty much parallel to this line. The next line is right in the middle of the cutaway, right here, and goes pretty much straight down, and then hugs the waistline. And then comes around. Here we get tight. Yep, that's good. And that's 4, and that goes almost straight up. Follows this one again. Parallel. Like that. Line 5 is just to the left of center. Right there. Now we're starting to funnel back down. So straightish, sort of straightish down. Getting close. Bellow out. Getting close. Is this 5? Yes, it is. 5 is pretty much almost straight up. Okay. Number 6, second last carve, is pretty much parallel to 5 on the cutaway. Right here. It's crossing into the path of the ring now. That's why these rings have got an arch on them, because they are sitting on a rounded, falling away, carved area. So we start it here. We go straight down. We get in tight. And we blow it out. And we get in tight here. Whoops. Get in as tight as we can. And then we go straight up, pretty much almost vertical. Straight up there. Okay, one ring to go. One tier to go. Last tier on the upside of the cutaway, right here. We go straight down. Tight in here, squeeze. Follow around. Tight in here. And pretty much straight up, I think. Yep. There we go. There's our carve. That's our profile. That's what a Leslie looks like. Okay. Now we're going to mark the graduations on here. So this is the stuff that has to come off. We're going to measure how thick this is in 16ths. We've got sorry, these are 30 are they 30 seconds? I think they are. 16, no, they're 16ths. Okay, we've got 1/16, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6 16ths. Is it 6 16ths? Six. Okay. 6, that's good. So we're going to do 7 tiers. We're going to leave 1/16 at the bottom. We're going to go up a 32nd. And another one. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 segments. And of course, the bottom one is blank. That's what we're going to carve away at these heights. So let me make these heights evident. They're the layers of the tiers. Bottom tier, second tier, third tier, fourth tier, all the way up to seven tiers. And that's going to be cut. The top tier is going to be cut all the way at that shallow height, all the way into there. Then the bottom tier is going to be cut all the way just to there. And everything in between will go to its corresponding layer on the terrace. We'll end up with something that looks like this. If you looked at the side profile of the guitar, that's our block of that's that edge there that you can see. It's going to look like this from the edge. We're going to get a series of cuts. You can see that. And it's going to start low and get higher in a terraced stepped approach all the way to the top. And then we smooth that with a grinder and a flat pad, and we get the Les Paul curve falling away to the edges. The binding then goes there. So that's how we're going to do that. Before we do anything, though, we need to get the routing done on the surface while it's flat. So I'm going to prep to cut the tenon. This tenon is a really good thickness. It's the right depth. Let me measure that depth. I'll take a break in a minute. I'm just going to do this last measurement. This is the fun part. This is where you start putting a Les Paul together and it starts coming together. Mav, what's going on? How you doing, man? The depth of that tenon is 45.6. So we're going to go 45.7. Let's go 46 millimeters. It's going to drop a fair way because we're going to have the top carved as well. So at 4 degrees, so let's carve, let's go down 46 to start with. For 45, that's good enough. Grab a square. The edge of the tenon where we're routing. Straight line. Straight line. And that's our mortise there. That needs to be cut away. Hollowed out, routed out. Routed all the way down there. And that's going to ensure that this guy fits in there, like so. Okay. And what I'm going to then do is cut the angle on the actual tenon that way so that it drops to the right angle. And the angle of that will be 90 degrees to this edge here. That's the angle that we're going to cut away the tenon, and that will sit in and go. It'll sit in and go. That'll go straight in and drop like so. And it'll sit at that angle. And when it's sitting at that angle, instead of straight, that angle means neck will just fall down, just dip down towards me. And that means the high part here, where the bridge is, will be able to come down at a slight gradient and be parallel to the frets. So you don't get high spots up here and low spots down here. Anyway, theory, and that's theoretically the plan. It's all math, Terry. We love math. Tired but alive. Good for you, mate. Each day at a time, my friend. One day at a time. We wake up and we go, we're grateful and we say, right, we're up. Another day, we'll take it one day at a time. Okay, that's carve pattern. That's our thing. Now I need to route some things. So what I'm going to do firstly is I'm going to drill some holes on the press. I want to mark out, I'll get the template and mark out where the humps are going so that we can drill those holes and route at the same, get those done together. I'm going to mark out the cavities where they're going. So we have a ring here. Just inside that ring, we've got the humbucker, center line, right there. Right there is just about right. Second doobie whacker's right here. I need a new template. This one's chipped up, starting to get a bit beaten up, and the lines aren't that great, but that's okay. For this build, it's okay because you've got rings covering that. I want my holes. That's where the pickups are going. And of course, we've got 2 screw holes here for the bridge, 2 screw holes here for the studs for the tail stop, and we can route through there. So we can actually drill down into here, down into here, route that all out, and then put a 4-degree ramp here. Four-degree ramp, like that, and run the router up that ramp and take off and put a 4-degree drop on this area from halfway or the start of the pickup down. It drops away. That way, this part of the neck is flush. This part of the neck is flush with the surface of the body. So that's got to drop away to correspond with the 4-degree angle that this is going to be resting on. This is square at the moment, but when it sits in there, it won't be parallel. It will be like that. You want to close that gap, and the way you do that is you drop the nose here and slide that in and slightly upwards, and that will allow it to fit flush. And then that'll go up flush 4 degrees, and then it'll flatten out with the rest of it up here. From this point down, it's nice and flat. It goes across to about here and then drops away at 4 degrees. Everything falls away. Everything around there falls away. And here it just dips away. Okay, I'm going to take a break, have a drink. How are we all going? Catch up with the chat. Where's my water? Here it is, Terry. Cheers, big ears. Late start. Willie won't go. What's going on? You didn't miss a lot at all. So, Willie, what we did was we slotted this guy. We've got our fretboard pretty much sanded now. We just rough sanded to 240. I've got the slots recut, so that can be fret wired up when we're ready, and polished and leveled and all that sort of stuff. But we will leave that till later because I need to muck around with this and fit things like tenons and cut it and do all sorts of things. I don't want to put frets in there yet until we're ready to mount the thing. The body itself, we've worked on the contours. So there are our contours that we're going to carve. We've got our pickups and our mortise joint marked out for what we're going to cut out. There's the mortise joint. That's what needs to be cut out. You can see that section in the middle there where the neck tenon is going to fit. And of course, we've got the carve and we've measured the depths and all the graduations. You can see them there of each terrace level that we're going to use the safety planer on the drill press to route and plane those different levels all the way down to the base almost. Alrighty, and it's time for Big Cheers, Big Ears. Here's looking up your old address. Orby, what's happening? Orby, my man, I'm loving this Les Paul. I don't know why. I think because it's not chambered and I'm going for a traditional build. There's something settling about it. You're sort of tuning into how they're made. No variation, no boutiqueness. There is a little difference in that I won't have 4 controls. I'm only going to have 1 volume, 1 tone with a 3-way switch down here like I always wire them. Traditionally, you'd see the 2 and 2. I'm not going to do 2 and 2. I want to expose as much of that wood as possible. But it's going to be, it's a little bit more, from the body perspective and the neck, it's a little bit more traditional, especially with the binding and the big blocks. The belly carve. You love the belly carve, Willie. It's all about the belly carve, Miss Pixie Bear. Be Bumstead, Marky Mark, what's going on? There we are, Mark. I've got the neck done. That binding's looking really good. We've got a 12 radius. We've marked up mortises. And we're going to get the drill. Going to go over to the drill room now and the drill press. And we're going to have a look in there, okay? So I'm going to move you guys over. Move this camera. Let's do that now. And set up in there to do some drilling and some routing. We won't be carving anything yet, and the reason for that is whilst we may route and drill these out, we're going to leave this flat for the time being until I get the cavity cut out for the controls. So that's next, and then last but not least, the carve, okay? All right, I'm going to grab this camera and move into that other room. Wrong camera. Grab the wrong camera. Let me grab the right camera. This guy here. I'll go set up in the other room and we'll get some drilling and then I'll come back here and do some routing. And it's starting to come along. It's all downhill from here. It's all downhill. Terry, it's all downhill from here. Things are going to pick up now in intensity and speed. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get these wires untangled here. There we go. All right, let's get this camera in the other room and get set up. Excuse me. Take me about 20 seconds and I'll be right back. All downhill now, folks. That's the one. Thank you, Willie. Appreciate it, Miss Little Pixie Bear. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it, man. I think the thing I enjoy about Les Paul builds or Les Paul style builds is the technical aspect. It's far more technical than, say, a Strat or a flat top. Just the carve makes the world of difference, but also the pitch of the neck, the bridge work, the cavity work. It's all a little bit different, but that's what makes it really interesting. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see if that's working. Is it working? I don't know. That's a good question. Plug it in and see what we can see. Shall we? Let's see what. There we go. Cool. We can see. All right. How's that? Can we see that? No, it's too low. Better? All right, now we can see. Fantastic. Okay. Let's get on with it then. Got to drill some holes. So let's move over with our Forstners and let's get this guy sorted out. Okay. See all that? Ready to go? We're ready to go. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's do this. Got a clamp to help. routing to do now to clean all that up. So let's go into the other room and we'll do that. I'll move the camera. Hey, Leslie, what's going on? You're in the house, finally. Ha! You guys are sounding funny. Get with the program. Get with the program. Let me just switch this camera over again. Get in there. Plug it in. I think we'll go down here. There. But he's barking his head off. Good boy. Ooh, good boy. Okay, what do we got? Okay, there we have our holes. We now need to put our template on there, route that clean, and route that cavity in there. Get the tenon in there. I've just got to extend that line where the tenon ends. That tenon is 5.5 inches. Is that right? Sorry, 4.5. 4.5. That's it. So that's the line there. I'm going to mark that out a little bit more. Just on either side so I can see where I want to stop. Okay, so we're going to route that out. Should be pretty good. That's got to be routed clean. Let's do these first. Let's do those first. They'll be easiest. These pockets. So first things first, let's get this guy mounted. We'll do this one up here first. Get some tape on this guy. Where's that pickup ring? Let me check something. Let's just pop a couple of holes in here and drill that in. Might be the easiest way to go. Hold it in with a couple of screws. Given that it's going to be screwed in here, I think I'll do that. Just mark that out. One here. This is where the pickup ring screws are going anyway. I'm going to screw this guy down because I just realized there's two little recesses here and I can put one on each side and hold that in place, not worry about tape. So let's grab a little drill. Let's give it a pilot hole. I'll grab some small screws. How big should they be? 16 should be fine, I think. Where are our screws? should be fine. 2 of these should be good. Should hold that in place. I'll use a little bit of tape as well. Just going to temporarily borrow these 2. Just going to fix those in there. Cut some pilots. Cut some pilots. Where's my drill? Where's my... Baby guys. Little baby guys. I need those guys. Now I need the little screwdriver that I normally use, if I can find it. I think I put it away. Did I put it away? Well, no, I didn't. The handle's not there. It'll be here somewhere. I need the baby screwdriver. Just put that in the drill. Perfect. It's countersunk. The router should glide straight over the top of that. That's not moving. Good to go. Okay, gonna move these screws out of the way, gonna move this out of the way. Okay, and now, ladies and germs, it's time to route. It's time to route. Let's get this up. Right there. Grab a router. Route this guy out. Change this big guy out. new sharp router bit is required. Lovely. That should work nicely. All right, safety gear. Terry, do we need safety gear? Probably. Safety first, Mav, absolutely. Let's not take that for granted. Eyes and fingers and noses and lips and things. All right, let's hit it. Incoming vacuum cleaner. Volume alert. Volume alert. Beep beep. Volume alert. Incoming vacuum cleaner. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, wow. A raid. Welcome, raiders. Come on in. Let me catch up. I'll have a break. How you doing, guys and girls? Chalkite, what's going on? Thanks for the raid. How you doing? My name's Manny. This is the Guitar Show in Australia. We're building guitars. Flair, thank you, GW, for the
Somebody just followed me.
Pop and Style, what's going on, guys and girls? How was your stream, guys? Thanks for dropping in. We're just rounding a Les Paul body, which I'm making. A Les Paul style guitar. This guy here. So we've got our cap on there. We've got our graduations marked to do the carve. We're just routing out the pockets for the pickups and the neck tenon. And that's mahogany and maple. So we got that guy on the go now on the bench. We've got our neck that's carved already. Well, I just carved that the other day. We've got our blocks in there. That's its neck. Of course, we're cutting out the tenon and stuff, and the mortise joint, I should say, for this tenon here. And hopefully in a couple of days, we'll start to set that neck glue together. But welcome on in. Thank you for being here. Customized screen printing. That looks good. Thank you very much. It's looking all right. It's coming up good, man. Nice to see you again. Remember, this guy was only a lump of rosewood the other day. That's Aussie rosewood, Australian red Ambroina rosewood. And that's starting to come together now. So good to see you guys. Thanks for dropping in. And thank you for all the follows. Absolutely. Yes, there was a raid, Tom. Oh, look, the BC Rich is good. They're a different kettle of fish, right? I've got my own custom shape and my custom take on the LP. But I thought I'd make one that's a little bit more traditional. And I had the perfect piece of mahogany and the perfect flame maple cap. I want to make one that's old school. So, yeah, it'll be good. Oh, good to see you guys, and thank you. Hopefully you had a good stream. Chalk, did you have a good stream? Was it fun? What'd you get up to? Tell me what you did. Thank you, Dana. Let's get big shout-outs out there, and let's get everybody following Chalk. Guitar and whiskey is two of my favourite things, my friend. You and I have a lot to talk about, it seems. Yeah, that's an acoustic body. I'll show you the body I'm making. This is my full-bodied shape, my soft shoulder. Well, not soft shoulder, my full-shouldered version. I've got a cutaway of this as well. It's got a Danish oil finish. This is Bunya pine, an Australian tonewood for the top. I've got Queensland maple for the sides, black binding, and I've got Queensland maple, flamed maple on the back. And that guy's pretty much ready to put together now. We've got the bridge for that guy sitting somewhere right here. And we've got to put that neck, which is hanging up there. That's a Queensland maple neck with a rosewood fretboard. But that's our full bodied, and you can see it's full bodied. It's heavy. It's thick, meaning it's thick. But that's our full bodied version. And there is a cutaway with a thinner cap. It goes from 5-inch down to 4-inch. This is 5x5 all the way through. Thank you. I hope you like that. Oh, this one's going to sound like a 12-string, even though it's a 6. It's quite boomy. That's a lot of headroom in that. So you could probably put a 12-inch Celestian speaker and turn that into a Marshall stack. There's that much space in that guy. But no, yeah, that's an acoustic body we're making, and I'm just leaving that up there, and we thought we'd get started on this guy. And while we wait for hardware on this guy, we'll get back to that. Anyway, I'm going to get back to routing. Hang around if you want to. I'm still around for another half hour or so, so hang around for a little bit if you guys want. I'll just finish the routing on this guy and see where we go from there. We might even try and slip the neck in and see if it fits. Wishful thinking, he says. Okay, so I'm going to flip cameras for you guys. back to the bench. But there we go. Okay, we're there. A little bit far. Might try and move that closer, shall we? Maybe there. That's a better view. Is that a better view? That's a heaps better view. Oh, yeah, you can see that now. That's all happening now. Okay, let's strap this guy in. I'm going to do this route this pocket out here. I've got my template. I've got a couple of 16-inch screws. We're just going to screw down and in. Audio. Is the audio back? It is. Okay. It's going to adjust this slightly. Okay, keep going. Okay, now I can drop the template and just finish the bottom of those pockets using the edges as the round. What the heck? Crap. You need to try and take those screwdrivers out. They're a little bit stripped, so they're not the best. Those screws. Better. Come on. Trying to find the right bit. It's a little bit stripped, that one, so I'm going to have to dig it out. I'll get it done. Just a matter of finding the right bit for it. This might do it. That'll do it. Where's my glasses? Okay. Okay. Now we don't need the router. We've got a nice clean edge. We can go down to depth. I might have to change the... do I change the bearing? Nah, yeah, I do. No, I'm just going to raise that a little bit. Just a tad higher. There. Let's see how we get. No, that's no good. Drop that a bit.
Mom, somebody just followed me.
That should work. Let's see. Let's get our mask on. Let's route the rest of that. Actual fact, what I'll do is I'll change the bit, put a shorter bit on, because I don't want to go too deep. Unplug the power. Let's just quickly put the shorter bit on to make it just a little bit safer. Whew. Thanks for the follow. Who have we got? Who just followed then? Good question. Good question. The Shenanigator. I love the name. That's all about the shenanigans. Does that go all the way? Does that go all the way? Yes, it does. Okay, that's good. That'll work nicely. Yeah. Plug her in and do the rest. Okay, safety gear first. Put a mask on. Always use the mask. Always use the goggles. Always wear some gloves. How you doing, Shenanigator? No problem. Was away when we ran it, but loving this. Excellent. Good to see you. Whew. It's a good name, the Shenanigator. I love it. It's great. Let's go. Okay, volume check. Volume warning. Turn your headphones or your earbuds down if you don't like loud noises. Now we need to do this part down here. So, first things first, we do the edges. Build some rails. Build some rails. We're going to make our little rail system here. Double-sided tape. Done. Okay. That ain't going to cut it. Need to get the longer bit. Let's roll. Let's go. Noise alert. Here comes the router. Whew. down right down the bottom now and finish off that. Okay, longer piece, one more bit, and then we're good to go. We're finished. Right, unplug. Almost there, not quite. That's okay. Let's start with that and see how we go. Going to drop that a little bit more. And then we're good. Okay, let's do it. This is it. Last round. Okay. Tenon, pick up, pick up. Oh, man, I'm sweating. It's so hot in here. Okay. So essentially what's going to happen is I need to clean that pocket up with a chisel. It's going to be a tight fit. I always make them over tight. Let's see if I can get that neck sort of in there. Oh yeah, it's a nice fit. Okay, got to go a bit further back. Got to cut some more. Okay, I'm going to do that with a chisel, but pretty much the neck's in now. I've got to go in another 1/4 inch, as you can see there. And then I've got to drop that. But there's the neck in there. I can hold that up. Look, Ma, no hands. God, they're heavy. Got a bit of carving to do on that one, but it's getting there. It's getting there. So our tenon's nice and tight. You can see that it fits snugly without dropping that body. It's perfectly aligned there. Perfectly aligned down the side there. It's dead center. The neck is straight as. Happy with that. Very happy with that. Okay, starting to look like a guitar now. I'm starting to get there. Let me catch up with the chat before I finish up. I just need to wipe my face. Dripping a sweat. It's so hot under that mask. And we've got it's a warm day today. Not too hot, but it's a little bit humid. What we say? Manny, can you confirm the woods again, please? Look, me, no hands, says the German. Ha! The woods are, with the neck, we've got Australian rosewood, ebony. Okay, Australian rosewood ebony, and cypress binding. The body is mahogany, African mahogany, and American maple. Have we got that? Did you get all that? Whew. Ah. All right, Hips. Look, I think you may assume that my posterior is as taut as one might want it to be, but that says more about you than it does me. How you doing, Hips? Are you good? A name. Why don't we just call it Leslie? As in our fellow. Just call it the L6. L6. I'm knackered. God, I'm going to have a drink. Cheers, Big Ears. He's looking up your old address. Hips, love your work. Tight as a drum, mate. Cheers. That's not a name. Terry. Just call it Leslie. Not after Leslie from... Yeah, you could call it Leslie. L6 Leslie. That's it. Just call it that. All right, guys and girls. I've had it. I'm done. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm sweaty. I need a shower. And Hips needs a cold shower. I'm going to see who's on. Let me have a look here, guys and girls. I want to see who's on. Come on! What's going on? Briggs! What's going on, Briggsy? Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a little while. Good to have you here. I'm about to raid out. How you going? How's Patriot doing? Is he good? How's hubby? Will do, Terry. Thank you for your support, as always. And thank you, everyone, for the raids and the follows, the Shanigator, Chalk, GF Flair. Bag Buck for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much earlier on. Frank Lee's on. Matt Burrows is on. We're going to go to Matt Burrows TV. What's his name now these days? Is it Matt Burrows 180? What is it? I don't get it. Matt Burrows what? 180. 180 what? Ah. 185. Thank you, Leslie. Okay, let's go to Maddie B. Where the heck is my cursor? Oh, damn it. See, that's my cursor. See what I did there? Wrong cursor. Get over here. Okay. Why did he change his name? It annoys me. I think that's right. Dana, I hope you feel better, darling. Is that working? I have no idea. Here we go. I used it. It's thinking. It's thinking. It's thinking. It's ticking away. There's a bit of lag. There's some lagginess happening. It's been created. My God, the raid's happening. Guys and girls, I'm going to leave you there. Be good. If you're not good, be good at it. And I will see you again tomorrow. We're going to wrap this guy up. We're going to finish it tomorrow. No, we're not going to finish it tomorrow. We got more routing to do tomorrow, then the carve. We're going to route the back cavity tomorrow, and then we're going to do the carve. We'll probably fit them in one stream. So come back and see us then. Until then, guys and girls, though, be good to each other. Look after yourselves as well. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.